Hello Demoscene, this is Carrion of Censor Design. I thought I'll be doing another video for my YouTube channel, and I think there's a good occasion to do a video about making of Wonderland 14. Just a video about my part, a subway part. Without further ado, here's a little story making one of the parts of Wonderland 14 from my perspective. Okay, so let's start with a little bit of history of how it all started for me, at least, because when I joined Censor Design in 2022 in April, I guess, the project was very advanced in development at that time. So most of the ideas, design, all the concept, everything was done. And when I joined Censor, I was talking to Elman and Bob, obviously, about how can I jump in and if there's anything actually to do for me. So what you see was a document, a spreadsheet with the whole project plan. So what was left was this part with Alice drug abuse in the subway station. What I received back then was this. Hopefully this is shown well. This is the sketch, a great picture by Elman that I received. That this is more or less the concept. Now go and do something looking cool with this idea. So this is how it started for me. Okay, and this is the final sheet we used to track the progress of the demo development. This is how the Commodore 64 demos are made. Yeah, quite big project, I must say, and Elman did a great job managing all this. Okay, but let's move to the to the meaty part, how the graphics was created. As I said, I started working on this right after joining Censor Design, which is, according to the date in my catalog, is April 7th, so like 2 years ago, more or less. So when I started working on a bigger picture, I create this directory with different subdirectories with reference images, and I started collecting what was available. So obviously some images from Talent. This one and this one were later used by me to scale down and reuse as a posters. Yeah, and this one you already seen. This is the sketch, great sketch by Elman. Great job, man. This is one of the versions of this as an isometric street, another version. So I was given these things as as a reference material. So because I knew I will be doing a subway scene, I started to collect different other found on the internet kind of materials. So this is the floor, some other pictures showing the dark room. For the dark scene, I knew I will be doing, because of the Alice in Wonderland theme, I will be doing this checkerboard kind of floor. More of these. The wall probably was something interesting here for me. All these pictures, I found them with the Google Images on the internet, so as a reference for what I've been using later in the process. Here the columns were interesting for me, and actually you will see I just copied these columns. And more bricks, yeah, more wall, more references of the metro station. So I collected all this, and if you joined my previous presentations in different demo scene parties, you know that I start with Photoshop. So let's move to the Photoshop. this is how the stage I left it in Photoshop and moved to Timantes to add the final touches, colorize, remove the color clashes, actually do the Commodore 64 pixeling, let's say in the Timantes, my program of choice if it comes to Commodore 64 graphic modes. It was of course a multicolor image consisting of three screen images. What you see here tries to be a seamless picture because I'm not sure we made it rolling over the screen again and again. Maybe it was just scrolling back and forth. I can't tell. I have to see the demo itself again. But three screen, and I've been asked to do it more or less seamless. In case we want to roll it around, and yeah, this is how I finished this in Photoshop when from this point I moved to Timantes. Of course, this is not the first version. This is the final version, but not the first one. There obviously were some other stages or steps, let's say. If I remember correctly, this one was probably the first version I showed to Elman and Bob, and later to the whole team. Some cheesy text like Neo was here. Yeah, I probably didn't know what I'm doing back then. The date is 9th of April. Yeah, so that was definitely the first one. There were some other later made ideas with two hands. These references for Matrix, not really cool, but I tried my best. Some hard drugs abuse, which we didn't like, and we agreed that it's too much in the demo. For the first time, two guys appear here. Yeah, so this is more or less how it developed, and as I said, this is how it looked like in Photoshop. So a lot of layers. That's why I'm doing this in Photoshop, because of the layers, mainly of the layers, and all these adjustments that I can do without destroying the previous layers. So this is how this whole composition looks like. So let me show you now, what different layers look like, how this works, because that's basically how I do graphics for Commodore 64.
Color cans everywhere. People programming the demos in the underwear.
So here we go. Yeah, we have black canvas here at the beginning, and few layers starting with the floor of this subway station. As you can see, they are taken from this reference material that I found at the beginning. Some wall that actually consists of many layers. We can see. I will be learning again with you here on this video, how I made it. So bear with me because I might forget a lot of things about how those things were made. I promise I did it myself. A joke. Okay, so wall. Some clouds probably generated here in Photoshop. Some lightning. Let's add more layers. Yeah, definitely the bricks from this reference material. Something that may be actually painted by myself, like this top and bottom of this wall. It all makes more sense if we switch this magic 3 layers that I always talk about on my presentations, like make it look more like Commodore 64. Okay, so let's add more layers. What was more bricks here and there. There are some tracks. Tracks is also taken from somewhere and later retouched to make it look more polished. Some shadows, more floor. As you can see, I just copied several times the same layer because I knew I will be retouching everything in Mantis. So that's why I use Photoshop. You know, it's quick for me to build this composition, general composition, place the layers over the place, and you know, see what works, what doesn't. And yeah, this is basically my process. I can be quite fast with this kind of sketching, let's say, quote unquote. Yeah, not very spectacular, I guess, but this is you know, it took me several minutes, hours to get there, maybe days. I sometimes left the picture if I have no idea where to go. I know I left it and I get back to this job next day. Yeah, the posters, the pictures you see here, one is from Talent, the second one I'm not sure, sorry if I'm mistaken, but it's probably made by Sarge. So I just scaled them down here in Photoshop and then later retouched, you know, to add colors in Mantis. Yeah, this guy with the smoke here. Okay, we have this reflections for free in Photoshop with different opacity of the layers. Like, you know, I can gradually change and see what works best. That was 70%. Yeah, let's switch the dithering, because there's this magic group of layers I call dithers. I will not show you. This is let's say this is my magic ingredient to this whole sauce, and maybe in some other pictures there's a trick with I do with the dithering. This kind of recently popular dithering, I figured out how to do it in Photoshop, so I have it also almost for free. Of course, later you need to retouch everything again. For example, to remove the color clashes, but it gives the idea, you know, how it might look like in the end. Some lights, very simple, you know, just brush strokes here and there with some lights. Yeah, there was this hand. Did we use it actually? I don't remember. Yeah, these cables or whatever. Shadows, the whole group of shadows, but let's add columns first. And columns is again a lot of different layers, so maybe this one. Let's start with this one. Yeah, some reflections, shadows, more texture, and same thing with another one. Yeah, so this is columns, shadows. You see, you know, that again, that's why I like doing this in Photoshop. You know, I can instantly see the final result when I add shadows, and basically it's just a few brush strokes, few mouse moves on the canvas, and I have shadows. So that's why I love it, and that's why I use it in Photoshop. Cables, the first guy, I think he is cut out from some stock photos, as well as this guy. Some pills. Yeah, this fluffy thing, I planned to use it, and finally I just, you know, I didn't. It didn't work well. So as you can see, it doesn't look that difficult, because it's not. It's just time-consuming process, but that's what I like. You know, to take some time and make the picture start looking cool. Yeah, the girl that is supposed to be here was later added and animated. Let me see if I have the... Yeah, I'm talking about this girl, of course, Alice. As you can see, yeah, we cut here and here, which means... let me see. Which means we cut somewhere here. Yeah, maybe yeah, more or less like the guidelines here show. So yeah, now I remember. We've been running out of the memory, of the space of the disk, and Bob said to me that, you know, it's too big. Besides, there's only black, so let's remove it. So that's why the final image is kind of seamlessly looping, but it's not 3 screens big because of the, you know, of the limitations of we've been running out of disk space. And keep in mind that we still needed to animate the girl, different phases for, you know, for the pills and cat and Warhol and this smoke here on this cigarette. Yeah, so there was, you know, a lot of things that were added, and, you know, taking the memory at the end. What was I? Yeah. So the final, yeah, this is the 2 phases of the animation. One of the pose of the girl is pixelated onto the scrolling picture itself, plus 2 additional animation phases for the girl. Yeah. Okay, so this is the version that Bob asked me to cut, and we were trying to see if after cutting here it will fit on disk. So it did fit on the disk, and then I make this part more black, so it kind of loops nicely with the second with the other side of the image. What's here? Yeah, so like this is what I've added. Bob fixed, so probably, yeah, I think this is the final version that was used in the demo. Okay, one more thing. This is the little bitmaps cut out for the scripting, because yeah, this is where all the magic is happening. I think most of you Commodore 64 fans, demo scene fans, already maybe have heard that, but we have this great tool developed internally by Bob. We call it the script engine, and yeah, so my job is to prepare all the graphics, cut it out precisely with the size of one character, and the rest is done by the script, which is, you know, basic like kind of script we use for animating this kind of scenes. Pretty useful, pretty cool, and great tool, you know, even for graphic artists to work with. Yeah, that's it. This is Subway part of Wonderland 14. Tell me in the comments if you liked it. I'm not sure we will be unveiling more, showing more, maybe, who knows. If you want to hear or see more regarding my graphics, let me know. I'm happy to, you know, do videos like that, but I guess we are moving now to the next productions, next demos, so see you around.
Nobody move. This is the cops.
What the fuck is your problem, man?
You're the problem.
Don't you know who we are? You can't do this. You're down with censor design and shit.